This week on the roofing news, what are the losses from Hurricane Milton and how will it affect the Florida insurance market? We have the details. An update on a 60-minute fraud investigation. Court documents show it's more complicated than it seems. Why one homeowner was dropped by their insurance 66 days after replacing their roof. Plus, a cease and desist letter have been sent to a Louisiana company accused of faking roof damages. Welcome back to the roofing news. We've got some major stories for you this week. As always, if you have a story idea or a good news to share, send it to Sydney@roofinginsights.com. And please support the work that goes into these videos with a like down below. Now, let's get to the news.
Major weather.
First up is another hurricane update. Just 2 weeks after Helene, Milton hit Florida, causing flooding and major property damage. In one case, an industrial dumpster crashed through the roof of a home. Experts estimate the total losses from Hurricane Milton will be close to $50 billion. Safe to say, Florida roofers are going to be busy for a while. But what impact will this have on the insurance crisis? Fitch Ratings agency says creating ratings for property insurers will most likely not be affected, which is a good thing. That said, specialist insurers and smaller firms could be affected. Speaking of damages, one of the most dramatic images shared in news reports has been the roof of Tropicana Stadium. Hurricane Milton ripped it off. Now, people are selling pieces of it on eBay. That's right, you can buy a piece of the Tropicana roof for $300. Pieces of the turf are going for up to $1,000. You can always count on scammers to take advantage of a storm. But the real question is whether the stadium roof will be rebuilt. The whole facility was scheduled to be torn down in 2028. Now the next 3 years of games are up in the air. It would be a massive job to repair, and most think it would not happen in time for the 2025 season. More news is coming up, but first I want to thank our sponsor this week, Lockjaw Letter Grip. It is the ultimate solution for letter safety, and I have been a fan of its product for years now. Whether you're a roofer, tradesman, or homeowner, you can secure your letter with the Lockjaw in just 5 seconds. No complicated setup, just clip it on, lock it down, and focus on the job, knowing you are safe from slips and fails. Use it for everything from roofing repairs to gutter maintenance to hanging Christmas lights. This device will give you total peace of mind when working at heights. With the 5-star testimonials and reviews, Lockjaw Letter Grip is the way to go safety tool. So why take chances? Get yours today. You can find Lockjaw Letter Grip online, but the best deals is in store at ABC Supply. 2 units are $190, that's a $50 discount. Head to ABC and ask for Lockjaw Letter Grip or go to lockjawlettergrip.com.
Insurance.
Next up is an update on a 60-minute insurance fraud story from a couple weeks back. A lot of people were shocked to hear about a damage report on this couple's home after Hurricane Ian. The independent adjuster estimated $231,000 in repairs. Then someone else changed it to $15,000. The adjuster said this happened on a lot of his reports after Hurricane Ian. Other adjusters said the same thing. Basically, the story exposed alleged fraud by insurance companies. This update does not change all of that, but it adds some interesting context. Emails from court documents show Mr. Rapkin, one of the homeowners in the story, did agree to a settlement of $327,000 back in April. He is a lawyer representing his wife in the claim. Later, Mr. Rapkin went back on the agreement for a few reasons. He did not have a release form from their public adjuster. He also did not want to agree to not speak to the media or file a bad faith claim. But Mr. Rapkin's main argument came down to the fact that he hadn't gotten approval from his wife yet, even when he emailed the other attorney agreeing to the settlement. All of this helps explain why they're still in court 2 years after Ian. Mr. Rapkin was questioned pretty closely by the judge over these emails at a recent hearing, but since there was no formal settlement document signed, it looks like the case will go to trial. Moving on to different kind of insurance story. A homeowner in Texas says their coverage was canceled just for having leaves on the roof. Check it out.
The back of the home was damaged in a severe storm on May 13th.
So she had over $100,000 worth of damage taking out this entire side of the house.
House
Cammie's
connected
son,
pretty
Chuck
funny.
Andrews says her previous insurance policy covered the repairs and a brand new roof. Then he says about a month ago, they bought a new homeowner's insurance policy from a different company, Allstate. But he says first, the policy was incorrect.
And it says, my mom's roof is 9 years old. It's only 66 days old.
After having that corrected, Andrew says Allstate then sent his mother a notice of cancellation and this photo saying the roof has debris built up over time and one or more of the trees was touching the dwelling. And the debris, Andrew says, was simply some leaves.
This incredible scrutiny, which is, again, crazy and ludicrous, that if you have a leaf on your roof, we're not going to write your policy, or in my mom's case, we're canceling your policy.
The Texas Department of Insurance says insurers can cancel new policies, change premiums, or ask for risks to be mitigated within the first 60 days, which Johnson's policy was.
They can come out and do inspections, look at your roof, look at your appliances and things like that, and they can make adjustments at that point.
TDI says they don't hear about many cancellations, but complaints about non-renewals have risen from 16 in 2020 to 56 just so far this year.
Unfortunately, this is a story we're seeing more and more these days. Insurance companies are getting stricter, pulling back, and even pulling out of some areas at higher risk for storm damage. On top of that, you have AI scanning roof photos for damage instead of humans. Homeowners and ex-employees around the country have been raising the alarm about the accuracy of these AI scans. If you want to dive deeper into this trend, check out our 2025 State of the Industry report that I published last week.
Solar news.
AI roof scans might be controversial, but this next technology is just cool. A German company called Paxos Solar invented roof tiles that could change the way homes are heated. Regular solar panels and tiles absorb light, which gets converted into electricity. The Paxos tiles can do that, but they can also absorb heat. That hot air gets stored in a pipe, and when it reaches a certain temperature, it's fed directly into the home's heat pump. That means these tiles can warm up your home in the winter without converting anything. And the electricity they generate helps keep you cool in the summer. With just 5 tiles, a house can generate up to 190 watts in about 10 square feet of a roof space. The extra power can reduce energy consumption from a heat pump by 20%, making the green technology ever greener.
Fines, scams, and jail time.
On to fines, scams, and jail time. The Louisiana Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple has issued a cease and desist order to Zach Moore and Roofing Guys LLC. The order states that Moore offered to inspect a roof after storm. He allegedly showed the homeowners pictures of damage and said they would only have to pay their deductible to get a roof replacement. When they got a second inspection, they were told the damage was man-made because it was equally spread across the shingles. Their insurance company found the same thing: no wind events strong enough to cause the damage. Now it will cost $30,000 to replace a 7-year-old roof. Zach Moore was arrested on the property damage charges at the end of September.
Good news.
Last but not least is some good news. A roofer in Illinois made history.
Peoria, it was a record-breaking attempt
That's huge.
for the largest flat roof American flag in the U.S. River City Roofing Company in Peoria showed their patriotism today by installing an around 150-foot long and 75-foot tall flat roof American flag. Owner Tim Garrison and his crew put together the $50,000 flag. Garrison says this idea started in 2016 when he saw a similar installation done near a company by an Air Force base in Colorado Springs after the town dealt with wildfires. The installation of the flag was a symbol to bring that community together. Well, here, Garrison decided to bring it back to the River City, but bigger. This installation was meant to represent the freedoms of our country.
It's a symbol of hope. It's the greatest country in the world.
I agree with that.
We have an opportunity to show anyone flying in or out of Peoria?
The roofing company wanted it done before Veterans Day, as they will hold a ceremony at that site to donate a free roof to a veteran, something they have done for the last 7 years.
I agree with that, man. The United States is the greatest country in the world. Comment below if you agree. That's all I have for you guys this week. I'll see you next Sunday. I got my daughter in the house and I want her to try to do what I do every day. You go.
Insurance.
Next up is an update on the 60 Minutes insurance fraud story from a couple weeks back. A lot of people were shocked to hear about the damage report on this couple's home after Hurricane Ian. The independent adjuster estimated $231,000 in repairs. Then someone else changed it to $15,000. The adjuster said this happened on a lot of his reports after Hurricane Ian. Other adjusters said the same thing. Basically, the story exposed alleged fraud by insurance companies. This update doesn't change all of that, but it adds up interesting context. Emails from court documents show Mr. Rapkin, one of the homeowners in the story, did agree to a settlement of $327,000 back in April. He is a lawyer representing his wife in the claim. Later, Mr. Rapkin went back on his agreement for a few reasons. He didn't have a release form from their public adjuster. He also did not want to agree to not speak to the media or file a bad faith claim. Can I please finish now?
But Mr. Rapkin's main argument came down to the fact that he hadn't...
What?
Stop mocking me.
I'm not mocking you.
But Mr. Rapkin's main argument came down to the fact that he didn't... Wow. But
See, I'm better than you.
No, you're not.